Atomy's life scenario has been updated in 2020. Please write down your name, membership ID, and affiliated center on the first page. Read both President Park's poem and the life scenario manual. Atomy's new life scenario is divided into 8 parts. Part 1. The bucket list. Here you can make a list of your wishes. Writing tip. Fill them with specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound wishes. Part 2. The life wheel. This part will help you define a balanced life that is fulfilling, loving, learning, and contributing. Writing tip. First, set 8 keywords to classify your life goals. Second, evaluate your current situation with a dot and join all the dots to create your life wheel. Last, write your goals in detail. Part 3. Big Plan 3. Here you can set and track your promotion goals in Atomy. Writing tip. Give yourself 3 years to achieve your goals and write in detail the target mastership level, income, and PVs. Part 4. The monthly life wheel. Here you can evaluate your progress towards achieving your goals in the life wheel. Writing tip. Your thoughts on values and goals may have been changed over time. You can create a better life wheel by adjusting your goals accordingly. Part 5. Monthly business goals and plans. Here you can write your goals and plans for each month. Writing tip. Write down your monthly business goals and plans using the 8 steps to success. Make a to-do list with specific items needed to be done for your business. At the bottom, your monthly progress can be divided into 2 sections, with records of your income, sales PVs, and mastership level. Keep your commitment to the business by checking your current status. Part 6. The monthly 8 core checklist. This checklist will guide you to do your business effectively. Writing tip. What is 8 core? Reading, watching videos, attending meetings, using products, STP, talking to consumers, consulting sponsors, and building trust. Check every day and mark with an O or an X. Part 7. Monthly 8 Steps to Success Assessment. Here you can write a self-assessment of your own monthly business activities. Writing tip. Evaluate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 on each category of the 8 steps to success. Calculate the growth of your business by connecting these dots and adding up the total score each month. Improve your business by using the self and sponsor feedback and reviewing your actions. Part 8. Diary from My Future Self. The final part of the life scenario is to write a message from the viewpoint of your future self. Writing tip. Determine how and when you will have achieved your dreams and describe a vivid picture of what will have happened in the future. Check out the example provided by Chairman Han Gil Park. Atomy's life scenario will point you to the right direction for your Atomy business, and it will be a guidebook for the success of all Atomy members. You can find Atomy's new life scenario in Atomy's online shopping mall.
Good morning, Atomian! So welcome to Good Morning Atomy Philippine Edition, your morning brief for your success. I'm LJ De Leon and I am your host for today. Atomians, thank you for joining with us today, whether you're watching from your home, your center, or wherever you are. We're happy to spend this morning with you. So nakapagkape na po ba ng Cafe Arabica? Ayan. At syempre, don't forget your daily dose of Atomy Hemohim, Atomy Noni, and other supplements of Atomy. Yan na for sure na makakatulong para sa inyo sa araw-araw po na gawain. So, for today's session, this is especially exciting because we'll be featuring two valuable topics. So first, we will watch a humanities lecture that can help us develop our mindset and become better versions of ourselves. After that, we'll be learning about the newest product of Atomy Philippines, which is the Atomy Silky Repair No Wash Treatment, which is launching very soon. So we encourage everyone to participate in discussion by sharing your thoughts in the comments section throughout the program. Okay, so Atomians, are you ready to start? If so, let's start. Okay, so one of the things that makes Atomy unique is our commitment to continuous learning. Success is not only about achieving goals, it is also about improving ourselves every day through learning and personal development. So without further ado, let's all watch this humanities lecture video.
We hear the phrase, always seek change, all the time. It is a common piece of advice, yet it's hard to follow. Very hard. But there is something even harder. Shift your perspective. Now, how do we do that? People always say that shifting your perspective can change the world. And I think it's true that, in many cases at least, a simple change in perspective turns the world upside down. Was Uber really a groundbreaking innovation? Was a smartphone truly a revolutionary invention? No. Their genius wasn't in creating new concepts, but in seeing differently and recombining existing ideas. A simple approach transformed these visionaries into billion-dollar unicorns and reshaped history. Very often, we see examples of people taking the same resources, but producing completely different results. And when we hear about such cases, many of us cannot help but think to ourselves, why am I not able to do that? It can be discouraging. How can we break out of familiar patterns and look at things from a fresh perspective? The truth is, telling yourself that you need to see things differently isn't enough. In fact, sometimes the harder you try, the more stuck you actually feel. Oftentimes. But there is a powerful approach that offers a solution to this problem. Many cognitive psychologists, myself included, consider this discovery to be one of the most defining moments in the field. It turns out that people who are exceptionally creative and capable of reshaping the world with their unique perspectives are not necessarily born different. Instead, it all comes down to whether or not they take advantage of a very simple principle. Okay, let me get to the point. What kind of small change can help us take what already exists and turn it into something that looks completely new? Whether it is in Korea or abroad, various global companies come to me with a request. They ask me to help their top talent become more creative and develop a more innovative way of thinking. And when I do, I bring one single slide, the one you see here. It's the same exact one. Why? Because I want to make it clear that there is nothing else more important than what's on this slide. And also, I bring the objects that go along with it. What you see here are just a few examples, but in reality, I bring hundreds of these objects. Hundreds of objects, all for a single slide. Adults are actually more influenced by this, but for the sake of clarity, let me explain using children as an example. I take this slide and these objects and visit elementary schools. I go into a third grade classroom. Actually, I go to 3 different third grade classes. The difference between classes is small, so I treat them as similar groups. I give each class the exact same objects, the exact same amount of time, and the exact same task to do. The only thing I change is the timing and phrasing of my instructions just slightly. But despite such a small adjustment, the results are dramatically different from one another. In class 1, I can turn the students into perfectly ordinary kids. In class 2, I can make them seem quite smart and creative. And in class 3, I can shape them into the kind of innovative thinkers who could one day represent the country. You might be thinking, well, that's ridiculous, but this is a truly powerful paradigm that cannot fail and has never failed. Let's take a closer look. I start with class 1. I scatter the objects in front of the kids and say, everyone, pick 5 objects you like and create something new and interesting. The kids look around, but they never pick the bent, twisted, or unusual objects at the bottom. Why? They think they'd be too difficult to work with. Instead, they all choose the plain, predictable ones like the rectangular blocks and the cylinders. About 70% of the boys make cars or trains. Around 80% of the girls build houses. They all end up creating the exact same things. There's no individuality, creativity, originality, or innovation. It's a painful sight, but I leave class 1 behind and move on to class 2. So what do I do differently here? I change the timing of my words. I start the same way, by scattering the objects in front of them, but this time I only say, everyone, pick 5 objects that you like. And then I stop talking. Well, at this point, some kids look suspicious because they know I've spent quite some time in class 1. A few of the more curious ones even ask, is that it? That's all? And here's where I act a little. I say, no, I just figured you were all getting bored waiting for me. Just pick whatever you want. I'm starving, so I'm heading home now. Bye. See you later. Then I walk right out of the classroom, disappearing completely from view. So how do the kids choose now? Their personal preferences start to emerge. They no longer just pick the safe, predictable objects. And what does it mean when personal taste emerges? More and more of them start selecting the unique and unusual ones. They feel a sense of satisfaction in having something different from their classmates. Meanwhile, I watch quietly from behind the door. Once they have all made their choices, I suddenly burst back into the room and say, now take your 5 objects and create something new and interesting. Their expressions immediately go cold. Almost all of them complain. You should have told us that before you left. If I'd known, I wouldn't have picked these. Ugh, what's wrong with that man? He's giving major ick. But here is the thing. Something is already changed. Now they can't all create the same thing because they all pick different objects. And since some chose unusual ones, the number of unique and creative ideas increases dramatically. Compared to class 1, The difference is striking. But I don't stop there. I move on to Class 3. What do I do in Class 3? This time, I change the order entirely. So, I do not show them the objects right away. I hide them behind a curtain. I start by asking a question. If you could create something new and amazing, what would you make? Since they have no idea what's coming next, their answers are big, bold, and ambitious. Someone always mentions a robot that will preserve world peace. Lots of things that will reunite North and South Korea. Some kids say that they want to invent a smartphone that never needs charging, or a car that runs without fuel. And then others will poke them and say, "Come on, think bigger." I listen to all their ideas carefully, and then you can probably guess what I do next. I pull back the curtain, but not all at once. I lift it just a little at first, slow enough for the kids to start realizing what's about to happen. By the time I reveal them all, they know what's coming. And then I say, "Pick 5 and make what you just described." The reactions vary. Some kids' eyes well up with tears. Others drop their heads in defeat. But then, something incredible happens. Their eyes sharpen. They sharpen a lot. Why? Because now they have to protect the world, unify a country, and create groundbreaking innovations with these objects. And for the first time, they do something that did not ever happen in Class 1 or Class 2. There's real creativity. They start turning the objects around. Listen to the sounds they make when they collide. They roll them on the table. Some kids smell them. A few even lick them. I've made it very clear. Why is it so difficult? To change our perspective, because we never go through this kind of process. Experts who specialize in evaluating creativity or assessing the ability to generate ideas have reviewed the results of the students in Class 3. They analyzed how well their creative and innovative thinking has developed. The truly astonishing thing? Their scores were nearly on par with, or in some cases even higher than, those of the students who had won gold medals at the World Student Creativity Olympiad. So are we still stuck in Class 1? Or are we not even at Class 2 yet? Why did we not make it to Class 3? Why did the students in Class 1 end up so ordinary? Because they looked at the tools, then thought about how to use them, and only after that decided on a goal. Humans struggle to imagine big results when they start by looking at small tools. We often assume that to achieve something great, we need big tools or major methods to help us do it. That's why when we begin with small tools, we tend to dream small or set modest goals for ourselves. Conversely, by changing the order, by prioritizing our true aspirations, the tools we have will show opportunities others may not see. And here's the important part. The final goals that the students in Class 3 came up with were so big that they were almost impossible to achieve. What do we, psychologists, or rather, what do people in general call something like that? We call it a dream. In psychology, dreams and goals serve completely different functions. Dreams shouldn't be so big that they seem impossible to achieve. Goals, on the other hand, have a clear destination that can be seen and measured. Once a goal is set, there needs to be a plan to reach it. The reality is that most people only have 1 or 2 of these 3 things. Some people have dreams so big they seem unattainable. Some have clear goals that define where they need to go. Others have a detailed plan to achieve their goals. It's those with all 3 of them who really accomplish incredible things. Goals without dreams leave you stranded. People who think solely in terms of goals like "I will become this" or "I will earn this much" may be able to plan. But once they attain their goal, without a guiding dream, they lack a direction. This subsequent void, coupled with the potential loss of creativity, fuels a negative spiral that they fall into. You need to have a dream. Even if the whole world thinks you are crazy, it doesn't matter. In every language, when people talk about grand aspirations or a vision for the future, they call it a dream. But in those same languages, the word dream also refers to the strange, unrealistic things we imagine while we sleep. Why do all languages use the same word for both? It's because a vision or aspiration should be as big and outrageous as the dreams we have while sleeping. But if all you have is a dream, you'll end up like Don Quixote, chasing illusions. The truth is, most of what people have are just goals, not dreams. A real dream needs to be much bigger. And what's one of the key functions of dreams? A dream is not just something you aim to achieve. It's there to change how you see the small tools you have. Do you have a dream, a goal, and a plan? Or are you someone who only has a dream without any clear, concrete goals? Many people fall into the second category. There's also many with only goals, working hard every day but feeling stuck and exhausted because they cannot see beyond them. Only having a grand dream paired with a tangible goal fuels lasting drive. You may have heard of the 10,000-hour rule. The idea is that if you dedicate enough time and effort to something, you can develop exceptional skills in it. But why is it only a small number of people actually do this? As cognitive psychologists, we believe that lacking either a dream or a goal significantly diminishes your chances of truly ever succeeding.
That was a wonderful reminder that personal growth is a lifelong journey. Many times we become so focused on our daily responsibilities. Sobrang nagiging busy na po tayo sa pang-araw-araw po nating gawain. Kaya minsan nakakalimutan na rin po natin yung ma-develop ang ating mga sarili. So the lesson we learned today reminds us that success starts from within. So hindi lang po dapat may dreams tayo or may goals po tayo. Kailangan sabay po siyang iniisip at ginagawa. So the more we grow as individuals, the more positively we can influence the people around us. So ganun din po talaga sa Atomy business, ano? Kailangan sabay po tayong may goals at sabay po tayong may dream. Pero kung sakaling may dream lang po tayo at wala po tayong concrete timeline or goals kung paano nga po ba siya i-achieve at hindi po tayo nagsisulat ng life scenario, everything will just be in vain. Kaya make sure po to write your life scenario para we have a written guide kung paano nga po ba natin i-achieve ang lahat ng dreams and goals natin in life. So now that we've spent time enriching our minds, let's move on to something that helps us more feel confident every day. So, have you experienced fixing your hair in the morning? Especially dito sa atin, no? Pagkatulog po natin, hindi tayo naglalagay ng something to protect our hair. Kaya pagkagising natin, our hair looks and feels frizzy, di ba po? And syempre, sobrang yung humidity dito sa Pilipinas, napakataas po. At hindi lang yan, napakainit at lately umuulan na po, no? At syempre, yung buhok po natin yung isa sa mga pinaka-naapektuhan. So if yes, as you can see in front, nandito na po ang newest product ng Atomy Philippines, ang Silky Repair No Wash Hair Treatment. So excited to introduce to you these soon-to-launch products. Ayan. So to know more about this product and how it can become part of your daily hair care routine, huwag na natin patagalin pa. Let's all watch this video.
Hello, this is Lee Yoon Young from Atomy. Today I have news to share about a product that has been truly loved at Atomy. I'm here to tell you about the renewal of the Silk Protein Essence. The Silk Protein Essence will be renewed and released as Atomy Silky Repair No Wash Treatment. Many people really like the Silk Protein Essence, When I asked why so many people liked it, I heard reasons like, it's light, you don't need to wash your hands after using it, and it's great for layering. There were a lot of comments like these. There were also many comments from men saying it was great for use on short hair, but while maintaining the rich, foamy texture of the silk protein essence, it was a bit challenging to resolve issues like container defects and similar problems. So rather than sticking with that, we decided it would be better to completely renew the formula to increase customer satisfaction. That's how the Atomy Silky Repair No Wash treatment came to be introduced. First of all, true to Atomy's style, with the renewal, the volume has increased from 155 milliliters to 200 milliliters. The volume has increased to 200 milliliters at the same price, and it now contains 5,000 parts per million more protein than the previous silk protein essence. In terms of functionality, we've added a heat protection feature so that your hair can be protected from heat damage before using a curling iron or hairdryer. Since these features have been added, I'll explain how the product has changed and what advantages you can expect from these new points. These days, if you visit popular brand shops or similar places, you'll notice that no-wash treatments are really trending. To put it simply, no wash means a leave-in treatment that you don't need to rinse out. The reason these products are so popular is because people don't like spending a lot of time on hair care, right? These treatments, which you don't rinse out with water after applying, have become a favorite item among busy modern people. Our updated product will be launched in a tube-type packaging. But when people first try this type of product, one of the biggest concerns is, what if it feels sticky? What if it gets on your hands? And what if the formula is too heavy and weighs down your hair after you've added volume? These are common concerns people have, but we've addressed those issues perfectly. It goes on very lightly. Because it has a lightweight texture, it won't weigh your hair down or make it limp and flat, so you don't have to worry about losing volume at all. There's absolutely none of that, and even if you layer it on, it never feels heavy. We formulated it so that even if you apply it multiple times, your hair will still maintain that light, flowing feel. The best time to use it is actually on damp hair. It's best to use it after towel drying your hair and then blow drying, because we've added a heat protectant ingredient that can withstand temperatures up to 230 degrees Celsius. Although we always recommend drying your hair with cool air, we know that using cool air takes a long time. So people end up drying their hair with very hot air. For women especially, if you keep drying your hair with hot air, it can really damage your hair. There's nothing as vulnerable to heat as hair. But then what do we do next? We usually use a styler, which we call a hair iron. So you end up constantly applying heat to your hair with the hot plates, either by touching or pressing it for styling purposes. But even healthy hair gets damaged when you do this. But if you keep using heat-based stylers when your hair is already damaged from coloring or perming, when the cuticle layer is compromised, your hair will get severely damaged. So for hair that looks neat and has a good texture, if you look at a cross-section, it should appear smooth and even. It should appear smooth like this, but instead it looks rough and uneven. You can actually see that the cuticle is completely destroyed. At first, when you touch it, you might just feel that your hair is a bit dry or rough, but if it progresses a bit further from here, what happens is that you can't even comb through it. Your fingers can't run smoothly through your hair, and when you look closely, even though you're holding a single strand, the ends are splitting apart. When it gets to that point, it means your hair is so damaged that you need to cut it. But have you ever thought about why everyone wants to have smooth, healthy hair? Since I'm also in the position of developing products, I've thought about why hair texture is so important. In fact, having silky, healthy hair plays a huge role, even just from a cosmetic standpoint. It makes a person look very neat. And while that's important, the fact that someone has good hair and takes care of it also carries significant social meaning. It shows that I have the time and financial means to take care of myself. In a way, it's also an indicator of health. The shape, shine, smoothness, and thickness of hair are seen as direct indicators of my health. So in the past, people believed that someone with good hair was energetic and healthy. But now in modern times, we do a lot of things that actually damage our hair. Because the air isn't that clean, washing your hair has become essential, and since we do a lot of things for styling, it's now necessary to actively protect our hair from heat and to take measures to protect the hair cuticle and the hair itself. You can think of it as a time when this kind of active hair protection has become necessary. First of all, with our no-wash treatment, we've preserved all the advantages that the original silk protein essence had. In addition to those advantages, whenever Atomy renews a product, we always increase the volume and improve the functionality, right? So you can think of it as us really focusing on those aspects. And as you all know, hair is made of protein. So for our no-wash treatment, we included ingredients at 35,000 parts per million that can care for your hair. First of all, we included BOMO code, which can protect hair from the most common type of damage, heat damage. And since hair is made up of protein, we added a large amount of protein peptides to replenish the broken or lost proteins. And when the hair cuticle layer is damaged, that's what we usually refer to as the cuticle layer. When it gets damaged, the moisture that should be retained inside starts to evaporate. As a result, the hair looks frizzy, dry, and rough on the outside. So to help protect that moisture, we've also included betaine, and in total, there are 35 beneficial ingredients for hair in this product. You can think of it as us having packed all 35 ingredients into a single bottle. Even though we've included so many good ingredients, the most important thing with these kinds of products is actually how they feel when used. That's why it took a really long time to get the texture and feel just right. We put a lot of effort into making sure the texture isn't heavy and that it doesn't leave any residue on your hands after use. It's best to use it on wet hair and then blow dry, but does that mean you can't use it on dry hair? We formulated it so that you can use it on dry hair as well. Even if you apply more, it doesn't feel heavy at all. However, when using it on dry hair, if you spread it out like this and lightly touch your hair, you'll notice that your hair maintains its volume while the tangles and frizz at the ends are smoothed out, giving you a more polished look. After actually using it, we took photos to see how much the previously damaged cuticles recovered after using a curling iron or hairdryer, and we were honestly amazed by the results. When we styled the hair after applying the product, we could see that the damage to the cuticle layer was reduced so much that the previous damage was barely noticeable. In fact, if you apply it to wet hair and then blow dry it, you'll really notice that the texture of the hair feels different to the touch. If your hair used to feel rough and tangled, now you'll immediately feel it become so smooth that it just glides through your fingers. So for those who frequently use flat irons or similar styling tools, I highly recommend using this beforehand. Since it's a leave-in type, the peptides and other ingredients it contains stay on your hair without being washed out, allowing them to adhere to your hair and provide lasting care, which I think is a huge advantage. We also measured how much the protein bonding strength increases when you use our product. So just by looking at the photos, you can clearly see that the protein bonding increases significantly. The difference is so obvious that you can confirm it with your own eyes. So you can think of this as a product that provides fundamental care with long-term use while also delivering immediate effects. Of course, we also saw improvements in hair cuticle condition. Of course, after using the product, we found that when you use a curling iron or other styling tools, the style lasts much longer and is maintained much more effectively. So I think this product can be really helpful for those who want their morning styling to last a bit longer throughout the day. We also put a lot of thought into the fragrance, to be honest. We formulated the scent and its intensity so that anyone, regardless of age or gender, can enjoy it comfortably without feeling overwhelmed. Actually, Atomy has about 3 different hairstyling products. There are about 3, and this hair essential oil is a product specialized for shine care. It's a product that specializes in making hair shiny and smooth. And as for the curling essence, it's a product designed for people with permed hair. It's a product that enhances your curls, and the no-wash treatment can be seen as a product that provides all-around care for your hair. I'm sure you all know people around you who dye their hair frequently. Whenever you get a perm or dye your hair, you have to assume that your hair will inevitably get damaged. There's really no way to prevent hair damage completely. Since there's no way to avoid damage from perms and dyeing, the 7 days after the treatment are extremely important, especially if you've gotten a perm or dyed your hair. So when you've really caused some damage to your hair, that's when our product called Repair comes in. Because it's a silky repair product, if you use it intensively on your damaged hair for a week after the treatment, you'll really be able to feel how effective it is. Our original silk protein essence was formulated in a bubble texture. So when you dispense it from the container, it comes out as a bubble. But when it actually touches your hair, it turns into a kind of liquid texture. In contrast, the new No Wash Renewal product we're launching now, if you squeeze it out, you'll see it's a thicker texture. But once you rub it between your hands, it feels completely light. We've made it as light as the bubble, so you really don't need to worry about that part when using it. And since it has heat damage protection, if you use it beforehand and then apply heat with a curling iron or hair dryer, you can keep your hair much healthier for a longer time. But there are people like this. Some people say, even before my hair gets wet, when I go into shampoo and run my fingers through my hair, it doesn't go through. That means your hair is extremely damaged. Are there people who, when they use a comb, it gets stuck halfway through? But in these cases, don't just use a leave-in treatment. It's also good to use a rinse-out type of treatment that you wash off with water while you're showering. You can use the treatment from our protein line together as well. If you're someone who is concerned not only about your hair, but also your scalp, it's best to use the scalp hair pack from our Root Vital line, then towel dry your hair. After rinsing, apply this product, and finally dry your hair with a hair dryer. Since that's the best way, I think it would be good to decide how to use the products based on your own situation and the condition of your hair. However, after you've dyed your hair, or if you've had a perm or caused significant damage to your hair for about a week, use a rinse-out treatment when washing your hair, and then apply a leave-in treatment generously after you come out. By caring for your hair this way, you can greatly reduce the amount of damage and also speed up the recovery period significantly. This way, your perm will last longer and your hair color will also be maintained for a longer time. So I think it would be really good to use it for those purposes as well. Since Atomy is a global company, on the other side of the world, there are many people whose hair is naturally very curly from birth. There are a lot of people with curly hair. So for those who don't actually have curly hair, it can be hard to understand, but as we've conducted research and surveys related to curly hair, we found that as a custom, people with curly hair always do a pre-shampoo. They use pre-shampoo to detangle their hair, and for that purpose as well, this product is quite good. So if you apply it to your hair before shampooing when your hair is styled or very tangled, and then detangle it before washing, it makes cleansing much easier and helps prevent tangling. This is what we call traction alopecia. It's a product that can help prevent hair loss caused by pulling and tangling much more effectively. So it would be great to introduce it this way to your partners overseas as well. Since it's such a good product, I recommend you try utilizing it like this. Today, I shared the news that we are launching a renewed version of a product that has been very well loved at Atomy, giving it a fresh new look. I will come back next time with another new product to introduce to you. Thank you.
What an exciting product! So Atomy Silk Repair No Wash Treatment is designed for people who want to have smoother, healthier looking, and more manageable hair without adding extra steps to their routine. Ayan. So ngayon po, we will be unboxing the newest product of Atomy Philippines. So, yan, sabay-sabay po tayong magbukas. So, first of all, you will receive the product in this packaging. As you can see, yan, in this packaging, ayan po. At kapag receive po ninyo, you will be receiving it sealed. Okay? Sealed po siya at ito po ang pinaka-packaging niya. This one. Okay. At sabi ko po kanina, sealed siya. So you can see, sealed po siya. Okay. At let's open it at sabay-sabay po nating amuyin. Aamuyin ko po pala. And it's for you to find out kung ano po ba yung smell niya talaga. Okay, and kapag naman po binuksan natin ang Silky Repair, ilalagay ko po siya sa ating kamay at makita niyo po kung ano po ba yung texture ng ating newest product. So as you can see, ito po, cream type po siya at napakabango po. Bango talaga, ang bango po niya. Hindi po siya kaamoy ng conditioner natin. Different na amoy po siya. So, perfect na perfect po ito. Especially para po sa ating mga members na nagko-commute everyday dahil we all know na nag-iiwan po ng amoy. 'Di ba? Kapag araw-araw po tayo nagko-commute. But with this one po, para ka nang meron ka na pong hair perfume at meron ka pong hair protectant. So sabi nga po kanina sa dyeing po using the hot tools or using even the electric fan po. Okay. So napakabango po ng ating newest product at ang ganda po ng consistency niya. As you can see, hindi po siya nag-run. Thick po ang kanyang consistency. Ayan. So just be generous po, especially those who have damaged hair. Just be generous in putting this product po para po ma-help po na umayos ulit or maging healthier na ulit ang inyong mga buhok. So before we end for today's session, here's an important reminder. This product will officially launch in the Atomy Philippines Shopping Mall tomorrow, July 7, 2026. So at 12 noon, make sure to set your alarms and be among the first to experience this exciting new product. So this product is also available here at Atomy Philippines Pickup Center. So To know more about this product po, bisitahin niyo lamang po ang ating website at ph.atomy.com. And also, so we are inviting you to attend our August Success Academy on August 7, 2026 at Century Park Hotel. So the ticket price is 700 pesos. The registration runs from July 1 to July 16, 2025. You still have few days para po mag-register po. So we prepared a new set of lectures po para po sa inyo na paniguradong may enjoy ninyo sa Success Academy. Next. And we are inviting you to attend our July seminar schedule. So we have a lot of regional one-day seminars for this July. Make sure po to attend and invite your partners, family members, or your mga kakilala po to attend the regional one-day seminar kung saan man po sila located na pinakamalapit po. Next. And we still have our 10th year anniversary Thanksgiving promo for our members. So if you buy this absolute set, you will receive 300,000 PV. Perfect na perfect para po sa mga may challenge today. And not just that, we also have the mid-year health and wellness promo, the best. Ito po ang pinaka maganda na duo. Sip and Go Duo, Ultimate Immunity Duo ng Hemuhimet Noni at syempre ang Inner Beauty and Gut Health Duo na may hindi lang po yan, mas pinataas pa pong PV. So available until July 31, 2026 or until supplies last. And if you have concerns or any questions regarding po sa Atomy or anything related with Atomy, please don't hesitate to message us on the numbers that you can see on your screens. And that's all, Atomians. Once again, thank you for joining us in today's episode of Good Morning Atomy. We hope today's lecture inspired you to continue growing and today's product presentation helped you learn more about the newest addition to our Atomy product lineup. So Atomians, continue learning, continue sharing, and continue growing. So once again, this is LJ De Leon and this has been Good Morning Atomy. Wishing everyone a productive and successful week ahead. Have a wonderful morning, Atomians, and we'll see you again on our next one. Mabuhay Atomy Philippines! Aja! Thank you everyone and God bless us all.